Back to class,
Yeah.
the London Pirates.
Kind of brings up memories of first day of school for all of us as well. Although I don't think I ever went back to school in July. So.
I know. It feels like it's creeping up closer and closer.
Yeah.
My parents were teachers, and I don't think I even entered a school in July. Like it was like the first, like early August, maybe.
See, mine was always after Labor Day, but that's how old I am. It was always after Labor Day.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make that joke.
You'd watch the Jerry Lewis telethon, and you'd go to school the next day. I mean, it was crazy.
I was gonna say after you were in the field harvesting.
After, of course, we had to be done because the candlelight did not last right there.
And you walked uphill in the snow.
Both ways in the snow. Yeah, it was great.
all the things. But hey, you know,
Welcome
tomorrow they're going to be having to also stay kind of weather aware in the afternoon.
Yeah, we are watching for tropical rainfall to move into the coastal band, which can get heavy really fast. And so the latest updates on Bertha and kind of the things that have shifted in the forecast since we last talked is that Bertha is moving faster. In fact, a lot faster. The storm is still moving west, which keeps it north of the coastal bend. The heavy rainfall, though, is expected south of the cone, and that puts the heavy rainfall in our area. So as you can see here, remember, we don't have radars out at sea. So the strongest convection is still south of this system. So you can see the plume, the cloud plume right here, where we do have some radar picking it up from New Orleans, right? But a good chunk of that, there's a lot of rain we can't see because there's not a radar out there. We also are getting storms forming out ahead of this storm, which does have southeast Texas under a threat of severe weather and possible some tropical style tornadoes. So that's something we're watching pretty closely. That's not for our area yet, but as we look ahead to tomorrow, those are all risks that we are looking at here in the coastal bend. Now, the winds are 45 miles per hour right now. It's moving west at 7 miles per hour. The center has moved onshore there into southern Louisiana. That is a good thing. A more track that stays closer to land will keep it weaker, and that will keep the wind threat lower. This track from the National Hurricane Center staying near land, staying at tropical storm strength as it makes landfall still somewhere along the Texas coast, really between Beaumont and Matagorda. And then as we look ahead to Friday morning, it has moved well inland by then. Now, for us, wind shear, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, is playing a big role in us winding up with a higher rainfall forecast. The wind shear makes the storm lopsided. This makes it harder for the storm to strengthen, but it does push the rainfall one side or the other. And for us, that's pushing the rainfall toward us. So remember, impacts will and do extend outside of the forecast cone. And so here's our cone staying to our north, but the rain expected to hit the coastal bend. So flooding is something we are watching very closely as we look ahead to tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and then into Friday morning. Now I'm putting our impact alert start time a little afternoon, and then that will continue with some of our heaviest rain possibly coming by 6, 7, 8 p.m. on Thursday. That is the estimated time of arrival of some of the heaviest rainfall. So Bertha rain is what we are tracking. Again, weather impact alert for this now, since we are confident that we're starting to see heavy rainfall in our forecast. Where exactly the heaviest rain sets up is still something we're not totally confident on, but you should prepare to avoid driving during the heavy rainfall if you can, which mostly looks overnight at this point, so that's a good thing. So here's our latest futurecast. As you see, the heavy rain racing out ahead of the center of Bertha. That arrives Thursday afternoon, earliest, and then we see the heaviest rain arriving Thursday evening, and then it quickly moves inland. So with this forecast, we should be done with the rain by the morning commute on Friday. But again, it is a tropical system, so it can shift here or there a little earlier or a little later. So it's still worth keeping up to date with the latest forecast. In your 7-day forecast, temperatures are a little cooler. We're not expecting the triple digits tomorrow as more cloud coverage and the rainfall moves in. We will see sunshine returning once Bertha moves west pretty quickly on Friday. We've got more news right after this.